new commander, Marcus Aquila.
4th cohort of Gauls, 2nd Legion.
This your first command, sir?
It is.
We're at Roman Experience Day today in Reading and Silchester, courtesy of our friends at Universal Pictures, as part of the promotion for the film The Eagle. The new feature from Kevin MacDonald stars Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell, which is released in the UK on March 25th.
They say the eagle's been seen in the far north.
No Roman can survive north of the wall.
One man can hide where an army can't.
So today we're going to be watching people eat like Romans, act like Romans, we're going to eat like Romans, and we're going to hear a lot about what it was like to be a Roman. So come along for the ride.
That soil was called arena, where we get the modern word arena from. That sand was the particular covering they brought in from around the empire to cover the floor of the fighting area. Entered into this oval shape, the amphitheatre. All around you are crowds cheering and expecting to see the show.
I'm speaking with Duncan Kenworthy, who is the producer of The Eagle. Duncan has produced in the past some of the most successful British films of all time, including Four Weddings and a Funeral and Notting Hill. Obviously, Duncan, this is a bit of a departure, I guess one could say, in terms of the genre and the type of film that it is compared to stuff you've done in the past, including Fraggle Rock. Great Canadian series I had to mention there, being Canadian. So how did you come to The Eagle then?
Well, you're right, it's a bit different from romantic comedy. I mean, we do have a couple that we follow all the way through the film, but it's Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell. It's a book, The Eagle of the Ninth. It's a book that I read when I was a teenager, so I've loved it all that time. I love the setting, I love the themes of the movie, the characters. It just stayed with me, as it has many other people. You know, the book has sold over 1 million copies, so it's lasted the test of time, and I just thought it would make a great film.
Father of our fathers, help me lead my men well. Do not let me dishonor my legion. Please help me regain my family's honor.
So were you instrumental in sort of driving the project with Focus and with Kevin MacDonald? Did you actually have the rights yourself?
Well, yeah, no, I bought the rights. I optioned the book in 2004, actually 7 years ago now, and then had a screenplay written. This is before Kevin was involved. Had a screenplay written, and then didn't work out, and then Kevin, who'd asked actually if he could join the project because he'd read the book when he was a teenager, and so there was a meeting of minds on that. And then we had another screenplay written, and you know, time goes on. The second screenplay worked out really well, written by Jeremy Brock. And then I thought, this was 2007 now. Well, we'll make it this year. So I said to Kevin, let's go. I'll go raise the finance. And he said, oh, I think I've just committed to Brad Pitt to do State of Play. Will you wait for me? And I said, no, of course I'm not going to wait for you. For what, for 2 years? But then I thought about it, and a couple of weeks later I went back to him and I said, look, I will wait for you. And then 2.5 years later, in the summer of, or the autumn of 2009, we started to shoot.
How can a piece of metal mean so much to you?
The eagle is not a piece of metal. The eagle is Rome.
No!
Who has the eagle?
He knows. He's one of them.
Duncan was speaking to the collected journalists who are here today a little while ago, and we are actually in the site of where part of the film actually took place in modern Silchester. And you were mentioning, you know, of course, here we are in the actual site, but the movie was not shot here. Any of the stuff that took place in this locale. Yeah. Could you tell the viewers a little bit about why it wasn't shot here?
I'm wondering.
Or in England, you know, you were talking about it being shot abroad.
Well, the story takes place, I suppose a third of it takes place in what is now England. Anything south of Hadrian's Wall, and then of course we go beyond Hadrian's Wall into what was then Caledonia, the wilds of the Highlands of Scotland, and so 2nd century England is quite hard to find within an hour's drive of London, which is where most film crews live, and you want them to sleep in their own beds so you don't have to pay for hotels. So we actually ended up shooting everything that was set in England in Hungary, so that our film crew, some of the crew we brought from England, the heads of departments, but most of the guys and girls are from Budapest, and we filmed the scene that takes place in this amphitheatre that's set in Kaleva. We filmed within 40 minutes of the centre of Budapest, because within an hour's drive of the centre of Budapest you can find somewhere that looks more like 2nd century England than an hour's drive from the centre of London does.
Right. Duncan, thanks very much.
You're very welcome.
Well, we've learned quite a few things today, Lewis and I, and we've trained to be gladiators and we've eaten Roman food. So thanks again to Universal and to Film Club for a good day out. You'll be able to read my review of the Eagle in the coming weeks on the site, and until then,